Coming up, we're gonna finish this adorable gift basket, and then I'm gonna show you some goodies from my craft room. So stay tuned.
Look at the time, where does it go? So much to craft, so much to sew.
Good morning, gifted crafters. It's crafting time.
I swear I can sew a straight line. Got me my buddy who can do it in no time. Hit the pedal to the metal, watch the stitches fly. That's my buddy, it's always by my side. So here's to my buddy, it's just me and my machine. Stitching our dreams, yeah, we make quite a team. Together we stitch, yeah, together we mend. Nothing is better than my sewing friend. So let me sew to my heart's content, stitching away till the fabric gets spent. Hypnotized, up and down the needle goes. Thread leaves the bobbin, so does my woes. So here's to my buddy, it's just me and my machine. Stitching our dreams, yeah, we make quite a team. Together we stitch, yeah.
Live from the Sunshine State in Miami, Florida, here is the Gifted Crafters Morning Show with Nancy.
Let's have a good time. Ooh, time to get our craft on. Ooh, time to have fun. Ooh, time to feel good.
Good morning, gifted crafters, and welcome back to the Gifted Crafters Morning Show. Good morning out there. We are tuning in from Miami, Florida, where it's getting a little warm outside today, and we are so close to Christmas. So I know that people are tuning in from all over the world. Right now it's about 79 degrees out there, so I hope you guys are staying nice and toasty wherever you are. So if you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Nancy with GiftsHQ, and this is the channel where we talk about anything crafty, and we do it with people from all around the world, and we have a great time. So go ahead and pop yourself into the chat. Let us know that you're here for the first time, or maybe you've been watching and you've never kind of commented or participated in the chat. Trust me, it's a lot of fun. You're going to love it. So let's see who we have with us this morning. Let's see. We've got Faker McFake. Good morning to you. We've got Robin's Quilt Basket. Good morning. We've got Becky Chisholm. Good morning to you. And Merry Christmas to everyone. It's right around the corner, guys. We are so close to Christmas. All right, let's see. We've got Jenny Owens. Good morning to you. We've got Sue Galvin. Good morning. You hope Santa brings you everything you want. Yes, I already have everything I want, and you guys are here with me. I just want to have a nice, relaxing, beautiful Christmas, just sharing it with family and friends. That's what's important to me. It really doesn't matter what's in the tree. But it's just fun having everyone around. So we just have a great time. Let's see who else we have. We've got our friends from Canada. Yay! Thanks for joining. Awesome. We've got Lisa Lilly from Richmond, Illinois. Good morning. We've got Barbara from Ohio. We've got Deborah from Virginia. Good morning. We've got Kyle. Good morning to you. JBL. Oh boy, we've got people from Maryland, Texas, Louisiana. It's amazing. Chris, good morning. We've got Melinda, good morning. We've got Barb, good morning. Oh my goodness. It's just so much fun and it's amazing. And I'm so happy that you guys are here and able to share with me my little sewing adventure every morning. We have a great time and we do demos, little projects, and all kinds of sewing, quilting, and fun stuff, right? It's really early in some places, so I really appreciate that you guys are here with me. But if you have not heard our little song, Sewing Buddy, it is a lot of fun. We do have a lot of crafting music. We even have one for the holidays. So if you want to have a CD to kind of pop in and just listen to, we also have digital downloads available. You can go ahead and get that as well. Link is below always for our CDs. So if you're looking for a little gift for that crafty friend of yours, you can definitely get some CDs and go ahead and enjoy the music, right? Alrighty, good morning. Tin Tiffin from Kerrville, Texas, and Bettina Fink, good morning to you. Okay, I think we are ready to get started. I like to start off each and every one of my sessions with a little toast. So if you're new here, grab yourself a cup of whatever it is you have in the morning. It really doesn't matter. There's no judgment. Coffee, tea, soda, water. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Just go ahead and grab yourself a cup. And we're going to toast to the holidays that are coming up really close and hoping that everyone out there is going to have a nice, relaxing Thanksgiving. I hope you guys are not all stressed out. I mean, not Thanksgiving. Oh my goodness. Christmas. Yes. I was thinking of Thanksgiving. I'm not sure why. I think it was because of the colors of the fabrics I was putting away earlier. And so I'm hoping you have a really peaceful Christmas and you can spend it with friends and family, because that's what's really important. So I hope that, you get to spend that. Or if you're maybe by yourself this Christmas, just enjoy that quiet time and just, do something fun and for yourself. So you can definitely reach out to many of us here that are online, and we love to kind of see projects and kind of just get together all around. So it's really a lovely community if you haven't joined. All right, guys, if you don't have something to toast with you right now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pour you a cup. So let's go ahead and pour the cup and raise those glasses nice and high. And here is a toast to the holidays and hoping that you guys have a peaceful and wonderful holiday. Okay, so raise it nice and high and grab that little swivel, will ya? Oh, that was really good. I'm going to grab one more. Okay. Yeah, I was feeling that little tickle there. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so we've got our drinks. Let's go grab some snacks, shall we? I think a couple people may be hungry this morning. We're going to go ahead and we're going to head over to our food shack. And I want to bring you a little bit of warmth from down here. We've got some dolphins in there, so please don't feed them. But we've got a nice warm beach that you can kind of picture in your head. And we've got all kinds of snacks that you can get. Don't worry, there's no sand on the food or anything. It's all done in our little shack, and we've got drone delivery for those that can't come right now. We've got all kinds of healthy stuff too, so don't forget the kale and carrots and your croissants if you want something a little bit more daring. We've got donuts in there too, I believe. At least just for today, okay? Alrighty, go ahead, grab your snacks and get yourself into your nice cozy spot because we are ready to begin. So today we are going to be finishing up our fabric gift basket here. And we kind of ran out of time, so I want to go ahead and finish this up today. And then I'm going to show you a little bit of goodies that I got. Santa just came a little early for me. All right, so this is the gift basket. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, we have Mr. H, my hubby over there. He handles all the graphics and screens and things for me. So he does a fantastic job. So yeah, we've got to be good to him, at least for a little bit, right? Yes, Santa, he's doing a great job.
Merry Christmas!
Okay, so this is the gift basket that we're going to be making. It's got a nice boxed bottom, so you're able to kind of have it stand up on its own. Picture this, putting things like this under the tree right around the edges. You can do all kinds of different fabrics, and you can make some amazing things. Get some tissue paper in here, maybe put a little item sticking out, a little dolly or whatever it is that you are gifting, and you don't mind them kind of seeing but not touching, right? So that would be really cute, and they can use this afterwards to, you know, if it's someone that maybe sews, you can kind of hang this and put your threads in here, right? You can use it for a little, get a little container. You can do like a little trash can, so if you want it standing up like that, or you can just store some supplies and things like that in here as well, right? So lots of different uses. It doesn't just have to be for Christmas. Or you can, because it's fabric, you can kind of put it away with all the Christmas stuff and then take it out again next year and reuse it. So really nice, really great item to have, and it just has so many uses. It's really good. Okay, let's go ahead and head over to where we left off here. So I am taking this out. We had this yesterday, and I wanted to mention one thing that I did forget to mention. So we're using, if you didn't tune in yesterday, we're using, I dropped the bolt. We're using this Christmas fabric right here. And so here's the fabric we're using. It's really nice. I have just a few yards with it yet, and I just kept contemplating what I can do with this. So I decided to go ahead and do the gift basket. Very, very pretty fabric. It's called Holiday Extravagance on here. So very, very cute, by ESKM. So that's who that's by. And so from here, I went ahead and we cut 13 inches, and then we used this ruler, which I had picked up at Hobby Lobby. I wrote it on the back of the little card on here. I actually wrote it down. Hobby Lobby, I got it for $3.74. It was just something that they had probably at a discount or something. But you don't have to have a ruler. You can just use something circular like a plate or a bowl or something like that. But if you want to get like exact measurements, like the circle that we use going all the way around was 10 inches, which is the largest on this ruler. And I know it has a little bit of a glare. Let me bring it over to the desk cam and you may be able to see it a little better. Yeah, so you can see you've got 10 inches on here. You can see all the other sizes. It goes down to 2 inches. And it just can do a half circle, and you can do a full circle with this. But it's something that I got. It's called Circle Cut Ruler. And let me bring it up a little closer here. And you can see that I wrote on the top, Hobby Lobby, $3.74. So I remember where I got it from. So yeah, it's not too bad here. It's a pretty good ruler, but like I said, you don't have to run out and buy a ruler for this project. Like, you can easily just use a little bowl or something that has that round surface. You don't have to go out and get something just for this. Okay, so yesterday we started this off, and we had already kind of cut these round circles on here, and we cut this 13 inches. We had our interior fabric and our exterior fabric. In my case, I'm using the same fabric for both, and you just have to think about the layout. So your interior fabric is going to stick out over here, and your exterior fabric is going to be on the outside here. So you want either contrasting colors, or you want to just go ahead and use the same fabric. So depending what look you want to give for your little design here. So once we went ahead and made the little circles, we went ahead and we sewed it. We sewed the exterior, the interior, and fusible fleece. And so we're using this Pellon fusible fleece. It's a low loft. It's 100% polyester. It's fusible just on one side. And so we fused it to our exterior fabric. And then we went ahead and we started to sew all of this together. So we just went around and we did a nice little stitch all the way around here. And on the other side, we did not stitch here or here, right? All of these are still raw edges opened. We're not doing any stitching on there. Now, you can, but you don't have to. Okay, so I want to make sure that we're clear about that. Oh, Crafty on a Dime with Shay Shay, you renewed your membership? Well, thank you. Awesome. I am so happy. Guys, I always forget to mention it. We do have a membership out there if you guys want to join. Lots and lots of plans for 2026. I'm hoping it's going to be a little better than what I had planned for this year. Didn't quite turn out, but we're planning some more for 2026. So I hope you guys can join if you haven't joined already. Okay, so now that we have this all laid out and we've got our raw edges here and here, the reason we're leaving this open is because we'd want to eliminate as much bulk as possible. So when I first was thinking about doing this, I was kind of playing around with it. And so I ended up sewing these pieces right here. And then I went ahead and I brought it in and I did my side. But I found that there was a lot of bulk when I was trying to finish it off to sew it. And then I realized, you know what, there's no real purpose for you to sew this side here, because all of this is going to be brought in here and we're going to be sewing it going across. So there's no need to do that. By you sewing this, it's just adding more bulk, and it's going to be even harder to sew it going across. So while you can do it if you want to, it doesn't really have a purpose. This is not going to be seen. It's going to be tucked in the inside. So there's no need for you to kind of sew these right here. You can, if you did, it's okay. It just makes it a little easier by you not sewing it to be able to put it together on the end. So that's why I told you that. Okay, now, once we did all this, we said we were going to reach in and we were going to turn this inside out. But I did forget to tell you to do one thing. So grab those little pair of scissors that you have out there, something with really sharp edges here. And I want you to kind of grab your little half circles here and just kind of go around here, especially this area right here. You want to, you're not worried about the sides. You don't have to worry about those. We're just doing it anywhere where that curve is. We're going to take the fabric and we're just going to snip. Do little tiny slots. Now be careful not to cut your stitching line. We're just going to do little tiny slots and just bring that all the way around. And the reason you're doing this is because when you turn it inside out, by you having these little slots, it's going to allow your fabric to lay down nice and flat. It will eliminate the bulk that's going to be behind this seam. Now, if you want to take your scissors and you want to trim this bulk, maybe you didn't do a 1/4 inch, maybe you did a 1/2 inch, and you have a pretty big seam allowance here. As close as you get to your seam line, that's going to be less bulk. So if you turn it over and you feel like it's too bulky, just turn it back over and then cut a little bit closer to your seam line. Or make sure you do a lot of little slits like I did here, because that's going to allow it to really kind of relax the fabric a little bit and lay it a little bit closer to your seam line. And let me show you what I mean by my slits here. I'm going to get a little closer. I'm going to use that dust cam And let's see if I can bring this over here. Okay. Can we get, there we go. Okay. So on here, you're going to see these little slits that I made. They're just little tiny slits. And you can see where I cut that. Okay, that's all you're doing. You're just making those little slits. And you can see that I haven't cut into this line right here, right? So you're just cutting as close as you can to the seam line without snipping it. And so here's my little slits. And you're cutting all of the 3 layers here. And so you can see it when I bend it a little bit more on the fleece. You can see that, right? So just little tiny slits. Again, it's just to relax the fabric, so when you flip it inside out, it will lay nice and flat. Okay, so now that you've cut all your slits, let's go ahead and reach in here, and we're going to grab one side and turn it around. Let's turn that inside out, grab the other side, do the same thing. Then just reach your hand in here. And with your fingers, you know, just kind of make the circle and then do the same thing on the other side. And you see how the fabric just kind of lays and behaves really well. See how that's really nice? You got a beautiful little curve and it's laying nice and flat. Look at how this is. I haven't even ironed it yet. And that's pretty flat because now I'll take it with an iron. It's going to get even flatter. But it makes such a beautiful curve here. And you can see the other side as well. Very nice curve. And so now you have this, kind of looks like a little bone for a dog, right? And so now this part is super easy. We're going to take our iron. We're going to go ahead and press this down. And then we're just going to close this up and make the fabric bowl. So let me just grab my iron back here. And I'll grab my little surface here. We're going to wake her up and get her nice and hot because now we're just going to iron this piece. This iron has a really long cord. So just want to make sure that it doesn't get hung up behind me here. Okay. Okay, so now while this is heating up, all I'm going to do is take this piece here. And you're really just wanting to iron this curve right here. Not too worried about the rest, but go ahead and use your hands. And if you need that little chopstick or anything to kind of run inside, you can do that too. Just grab a little chopstick and just go all the way around with the chopstick. You know, just make sure that all of your seams are nice and shut and that you didn't miss any fabric or stabilizer, that nothing is sticking out and everything is well sealed on both sides. So you can just do that with your chopstick, or you can run it through with your fingers. Whatever you have on hand is fine. And there you go. Okay. And then I'm just going to lay it down here and just kind of press that down. And let's see, I believe it's a little warm here. Oh yeah, it's ready. This iron, it's great because it heats up so quickly. It's really amazing. Okay, so here we are. I'm just giving that a little press. Then just kind of moving down. And then we'll go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Give it a nice little press here. Okay. And you want to get it as sharp as you can, because remember, once you put this together, it's going to be a little more difficult to iron. You can still iron it, but it'll be a little harder because it'll be put together. So go ahead, make sure that it's nice and hot and that you give it a nice little press here. Okay, here we go. So we've got that all pressed and ready to go. Our middle part, you can go ahead and give it a quick press, but you really don't need to, but you can if you want to. I mean, you're already there, so why not, right? All right, we're gonna put this ironing board over to the side here. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of tip this rotating mat over to the side because we really don't need it now. Okay, so here's the final part, right? So we want to make the gift basket with this rounded curve in the front as well as in the back. We used our fusible fleece. That's what's going to help it stand up. And then you're going to have the nice curve in the front here. So let's go ahead and do that. I want you to kind of grab this corner, okay? And you're going to just push it in here. And you're going to line this up here. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just bring it in, put your finger in to kind of just massage it into place there. And then you're going to have, let me bend this a little bit. There we go. You're going to have your first curve right here. Okay. So here's my curve there, and they're going to overlap. Now I'm going to adjust it from here based on how wide I want this to be. Like maybe I want it to be really wide this way, or I want it to stand up a little more. So, you know, I'll bring it in a little more. And so then it's going to be a little, you know, awkward on the bottom because it's not going to be exactly straight, but you have to kind of decide how wide you want this to be. Okay. So I want to kind of bring it in a little more. So I'm going to make sure that I am in here. Got this nice and together, and then I'm going to bring it in just a tad more, not too much, not too crazy. So I'll have this little piece sticking out, which I can go ahead and snip off later. But that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just take, okay, you're not doing this side yet. You're only doing the one side. Okay. You're going to take these two, and you're going to adjust for however you want this to look. And then you're going to add it to this back piece here. And you're going to sew these all together. Okay. So you're sewing all the pieces together like this, but make sure you take the first two sides here and you've already kind of decided how wide you want this to be. And then we're going to flip over and we're going to do the other side. So you still have this opening right here. Okay. So I'll do it again because I know it can be a little confusing. You can go ahead and you can take these corners and you can fold them this way. And then do the same thing here. And then kind of decide how you want this to look. Okay. And then go ahead, once you're happy with where you're going to have this, just put some clips in there and we'll take it to our sewing machine. So I'm going to turn this over. I've got this going here. I've got this going about here, I think is what I want. And that's what I'm going to sew. So I've got all my layers here, and I want to make sure I capture all of my layers. And then I'm going to go ahead and pin it. So grab a couple of pins. And then I'm going to maneuver this to see what I want. Now, if you have this nice and straight, you're going to have no issues. Go ahead and clip it and then go ahead and seal that. Just make sure you are capturing all of those layers. If you decided that you wanted to bring this in a little bit more, this corner, as much as you bring it in, you know, you got to watch this corner because you want to make sure that when you sew it, you're capturing all of it. Okay. So I'm just going to do it slightly. I'm not doing too much. And I want to make sure I've got all of those edges here. So let's do it just a slight tad. I just want it to be up just a little bit more. And that's good here. So I'm going to go ahead and clip this. Guys, this doesn't have to be exact. This is pretty much where you want it to land. It's all about that curve and knowing where you want this piece to land. Because remember, whatever you do on this side, you're going to want to do on the other side so you can really make it nice and even. So, okay, let's go on over to Miss Molly over here. We're gonna have to wake her up. Good morning, Miss Molly. Here we are. Let's go ahead and wake her up. Alrighty, awesome. Yay, she's out. Now, I had a little accessory that I added yesterday to Miss Molly just to help me make that curve. And that's this little ledge here. And that's how I was able to really make it nice and even. But now that we're all done with that, I'm going to go ahead and remove that off. Really easy to do. You just unscrew it here and you remove it, and it's that easy. She's got these little holes here so you can put all kinds of little attachments that you can get. So I'm looking to see what other attachments I can get for her. So that was really handy, and I really loved that attachment because it did really help to have that little ledge there as you are working with your curve. If you don't have an attachment like that though, you can use a magnetic one of those magnetic seams that you can put off to the side. That'll help as well. Or just get some painter's tape and layer it, about 5-10 pieces of painter's tape. If you layer it on top of each other, you'll create that little bit of a ledge, and then you can just bump it up against that. So that may help. Okay, so here we are, and I'm going to be a little generous on my seam. I'm not going to go the 1/4 inch. I'm going to go a little bit more, and I'm going to line this up here. Okay, I want to make sure I get all of my layers here, and it's quite a bit because you've got your fusible fleece as well as the layers of the fabric. So a lot going on there. So if your machine can't handle the bulk, grab that walking foot. That may help. And, you know, just take things nice and slow. Okay. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and sew her up. I'm going to remove this first clip here, and I'm going to go ahead and go with this one. I'm going to remove that second one. Now, this is where the layer comes in. So I want to make sure that she goes underneath that foot. You okay over there? Mr. H is coughing away. Uh-oh. No sickies in this room. All right. And this is the reason why I decided to kind of go a little bit larger, since I moved and I made this little extra dip that brings this bottom corner a little bit up, and you can see how close she is to that seam allowance, right? So if you do decide to adjust this and make your curve a little bit more pronounced here, just note that this bottom edge is going to lift, and so you'll have to adjust your seam allowance to be able to capture all of the layers and go all the way across, okay? All right. Oh boy, why are you coughing? Oh, went down the wrong hole. Okay. Well, that's an okay cough. All right, so we've got this one side that is nice and sewn here, and that is your first boxed corner that you're going to have. So if you want, at this point, you can grab those scissors and you can go ahead. Matter of fact, let me grab my bigger ones here. Go ahead and trim some of that bulk if you want. You can just trim as close as you can without cutting into that seam, and it's quite a lot of bulk. Remember, you've got all that fusible fleece in there, the inner fabric, the outer fabric. So I just kind of cleaned it up a little bit here. I can go a little bit more and clean a little more and, you know, reduce some bulk some more, but I think that's good enough. It's going to be just fine. And then what I'm going to do is now flip it over to the other side, because we still have the other side to do. And so I'm going to want to do the exact same thing. We're going to want to bring these in, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure you're doing it the same way. So here's your seam, your raw edges on this side, your raw edges on this side, right? So we want to go ahead and bring that in here, and then make any adjustments that you want. You know, if you want to have a bigger curve, because now when you bring the second part in, you can see it's a little bit more pronounced and you can see where your curves are landing, right? And so I'm just going to kind of do the same thing that I did on the other side. I'm going to kind of bring it in just a tad more to give it just that little bit of extra. Okay, and then I'm going to pin this in place. So let's see, this one will stay here. This one will come in just a tad more. All right, and let me get my pins. Pin one side at a time if that's easier, and then deal with the other side. And let's see, I think we're going to keep her right there. Okay. Got her all pinned in place. There we go. So now let's bring her over to the sewing machine again. And we're just going to line her up. And just kind of maneuver the fabric to get it out of your way. And line up your machine as best as you can. And then go ahead. Take these clips off as I go. Just be careful when you get to that center piece. Got all that bulk. If you have a seam bulky jumper, you can use that too. And then go ahead and cut those threads. Get my clips out of the way. And then we'll see what we did here. Now, same thing on this side. You've got all this excess bulk. So I'm going to go ahead and snip that off. You don't have to do it. It just gives it a little bit more of a professional finish, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and remove some of that bulk here. Give it a nice little cut. Little haircut, I guess you would call it, right? And I want to cut off any threads that you have. And you'll see this from the inside only, but it's going to be all the way in the bottom. So most people just won't even see it at all. Now, if you wanted to have a nice finish and no raw edges showing, then there's something else that you can do with your edges. You'd have to fold them in and sew them so that you wouldn't see the fleece. But I really don't care who's going to see the bottom of the bag, so I'm totally fine. So now that you're done, you've got your box on the bottom here, okay? And then on the sides, you have your curves. Now, this is a little bit floppy here on the sides here. So you still want to do something to kind of pinch these together. And there's several things that you can do here. So if you wanted to do a little bit of hand stitching to really cinch that in, you can hand stitch it all the way down and have this nice and closed off. I didn't do that. I kind of left this open here, so you have an opening here. And then all I did was go back to the machine and just do a little stitch right on the top to hold it together. You can hand stitch it. You can bring it to your machine and just do a little stitch right here. I back stitched a couple of times just to kind of reinforce it and keep this nice and strong. Okay, because this will probably get the most wear and tear will be these two edges right here, because people may be pulling on it, or you're, you know, as you're putting in your products, then this will get the most stretch here. So if you bring it to your sewing machine, make sure you do some back stitching back and forth here, or you can just hand stitch it in place. And if you wanted to close up the entire thing, you can. But as you can see, when I did my little stitching up on the top, I left this open and it's totally fine. So you don't have to, but if you wanted to add a nice little decorative stitch, you can put that over on the side here and then just back stitch on the top to kind of reinforce that stitch. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll just reinforce this. But this is a really cute little project for you to put all kinds of things in here. So we've got these raw edges here on the end. So before we go ahead and start reinforcing this, we want to flip it the other way around because you want your raw edges on the inside. So go ahead and poke it out and poke out those corners with your fingers, or grab your little chopstick and then turn it inside out. And you'll see how beautiful it looks now. From the outside, you'll have that nice little box. You can't see any raw edges because they're all on the inside. So when you open it up, yeah, you can see them on the bottom. You can create a false bottom if you wanted to down here, and then you wouldn't see it at all. So that's another option that you have. If you wanted to grab an extra piece of that fusible fleece and just grab your interior or exterior fabric and then just, you know, sew that all the way around and then put the false bottom on the bottom, then it would really not show any raw edges at all. So you could do that. Okay, so now here you are. You've got your sides that you need to kind of reinforce. So go ahead and just kind of decide where you want to reinforce that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to play around with these edges and decide, how tall do I want this to look? Do I want it to be really expanded out? And so I could just do a little stitch right down here, or I can kind of close this up a little bit more, not too much because you don't want all this hanging out here, right? So just do it subtle enough where you can close it up here, okay? And then you're gonna take the front and you're gonna fold it. So if you need to see what it's gonna look like, go ahead and do the fold and then decide where you want to put those reinforced stitches. So I think we're gonna go with right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and clip this to hold it in place, and then I'll turn it around and I'll do the same on the other side. And you want to just make sure that they are the same pretty much. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then clip that as well. And there you're going to have your nice little gift basket. So now we just have to reinforce these stitches on the side. So we'll bring over the sewing machine one more time. And I'm going to do this piece right here first. Now this is a little bulky and a little difficult to kind of put into your machine because we don't have too much space to work with. So I just went ahead, I'm going to lift up my presser foot and I'm just going to kind of put her right inside there. And we're going to stitch just about here. And I'm not going to do too much to stitch her into place, okay? So if you have one of those machines that has where the needle kind of just starts it off and stitches it in place, you can use that. But I'm just going to do a quick little line right here and just back stitch. So let me bring down my presser foot here and I'll go ahead and start stitching and then back stitch. There we go. Just did it a couple of times there. And you can use some coordinating threads if you're worried about showing it and you don't want that to be seen. I'm not worried about it, so I'm just going to leave that the way it is. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and just kind of either flip it over or however you want to kind of maneuver this in your machine. Just go ahead and, you know, remove the clip, hold it as best as you can, and bring that under the machine. And then just kind of find that, put that in place. And there we go. Put down that presser foot. You guys see that? There we go. And that's it. And then we will take this off, come over to the side, take off these clips. And then once again, here's your little box on the bottom. And then go ahead and fold one side, whichever side you want to do. And then now you're going to have your nice little gift basket here, and it's going to be ready for you to put something really wonderful inside. Okay, so you can have all kinds of things going in here. You can do them as small or as big as you want. You can embroider some names on here. You can do use fabric with your favorite sports team or anything like that. Lisa Lily says, Nancy, these gift baskets are so cute, getting lots of ideas. Yeah, thank you for the great demo on how to make them. You're welcome. You're welcome. This is really a nice little wave. Gives that little extra touch for when you're giving something to someone, right? So I think these were really cute to make, and they will look really cute under your tree. You know, one thing I was thinking of, you can make a whole bunch of these and you can embroider a little message for all of them being put together, like, I don't know, happy holidays or something. You can have an HAPPY and put them all around the tree. That would be super cute, right? And you can do all kinds of messages, or you can put names on the top, names on the little ledge here, or on the bottom. I mean, little bows on the top here, on a shelf somewhere. You put them by a mantle. I mean, tons and tons of places, right? Really, really neat. Okay, so those are the fabric gift baskets. I hope you guys get a chance to make them as well. Barbara says, such a cute and quick project. Yeah, so many uses. Absolutely, you can have these in your sewing room. You can do it with your favorite sewing fabric, right? And just use them to put little things around your sewing room. So definitely tons and tons of things that you can do. Yay! Yeah, you'd cut the plastic chopping mat from the dollar store to give the bottom some structure. Yes. Now you have to be careful with the little edges because they can be a little sharp. So make sure you round them off or put something soft. Or like I said, you can grab some of leftover fusible foam and just go ahead and make a false bottom with that. Very, very easy to do. If you have some foam, like thicker foam, and you want to put that on the bottom, you can do that as well. A little scrap piece of wood or something, if you really want to make it really tough on the bottom. I mean, tons of things that you can use for that. So that's really neat. Okay, let's see. Oh, I didn't get to finish reading that. You're seeing a outside container for a small floral arrangement or a large one for a poinsettia. Yeah, definitely. And that would be adorable, right? You can get one of those potted plants and just put them inside, and it would just make it really beautiful. Definitely. I mean, gosh, you guys, you can do so many things with this. Okay, so we still have some time left. So I wanted to kind of show you a couple of things that I got. So let me move this stuff over so I can bring this out, because I really am excited about one, and it's kind of large and awkward, so I have to see how I'm going to bring this over. Let me actually put these, I'll leave them over here. Okay, let's put Miss Molly to take a little nap, at least for now. And a couple of things that I received already for some orders that I put in. And this was all coming from the Missouri Star Quilt Company. I did get, this is called Quilters Cottage, and it's a Lori Holt book, and I thought she's adorable, and she has some really nice designs on here. Let me scoot this over to the end here so you guys can see this on the desk cam. Let's see, there it is. It's called Quilters Cottage, and she's got a lot of really cute designs. So I see myself making something Lori Holt in 2026, and I'm already thinking like spring and summer, and you know, gotta think way ahead because there's so many things that I want to make. And it's got this beautiful, let me see if I can skip over to the back if they have a picture. Well, here's a very beautiful table runner that you can make with her designs. And I think I had a picture back here, and it's got several different patterns you can make. And if I can find, look at these blocks. Aren't they beautiful? This is made into a pillow. I mean, really, really nice. There's that table runner. I thought she's adorable. And let's see if I can find the page. Oh, another one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, here we go. Isn't that adorable? You can have a little house with the two little trees and little flowers everywhere. And then it's got nice little sampler type quilt. Oh my gosh, here she is. Beautiful picture right there. I thought that's just adorable. And I would really love to make that. So I think this is something that I'm going to be doing in 2026. So I've got the little book. Again, she's called Quilters Cottage. And it's by Lori Holt. I did pick this up at Missouri Star because they were having a sale, but I'm sure this is probably available on Amazon or other places. I'll have to kind of look to see where else they are located, but this is where I got it from. And it's a really cute book. And it's got a nice spiral edge, so I'm able to kind of just use this as I'm working on it. Look at this beautiful house. I mean, oh my gosh, I can't wait. Cannot wait to put this together. Now, of course, they're going to want you to use a specific collection for this particular pattern, but I'm going to see what I can get that will go. I'm kind of going to have to get some Lori Holt stuff, but I'm just not sure which collection I want to use just yet. I'm going to try to look around and see what I can find. So if you want to make this with me in 2026, go ahead and get the Quilters Cottage book, because I think this is going to be a real good fun one to do. Okay, so that's one thing that I got. Another thing, since they were having a pretty good sale, I was able to pick up a couple of more things. And let's see if I can grab this. I've got a couple of things out because I'm working on some projects. So you guys already know we've got EQ8. EQ8 is amazing. I've got my books here because I'm going to be doing some studying today. And I designed my first quilt on it. And I want to do a few more, and I'm learning so many new techniques on that. So that's really amazing. And more to come on that. I'll show you guys things as I learn them. I got a 10-inch square ruler. Yes, it's very bright. But I do have a 10.5-inch. So this one's a 10-inch. So it's really nice because when I do my finished blocks, I'll be able to square them off with the 10-inch if I needed to, right? So that's one that I was able to get. And then, of course, I did pick up a couple of layer cakes. And this one is called I've Got Hue Babe. And it's Pink Panther. And there's 48 10 by 10 inch squares on here. And so on this one, and I'll open it up. Let me open it so you can see the edges here. Okay. Let's kind of thumb through these here. Got tons of pinks on here. So I'm thinking Valentine's would be really nice. Look at this gorgeous color right there. Oh my gosh. Love it. And she's got some designs on here. Very, very nice. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with this one, but oh my gosh, the pinks on here were just too adorable for me to pass up. And it was at a good price, so I went ahead and got that. But very, very pretty. Your favorite color is pink, Robin? Awesome. Yeah, they're really adorable. I love all the different shades of pink that they put on this layer cake. It really is a beautiful collection. Very, very beautiful. So I'll have to find a pattern that's going to be really nice for this. But yeah, I'm already thinking Valentine colors. So yeah, I picked up 2 layer cakes and they just have the most amazing colors on here. I think they're beautiful. So got 2 of those and that came in. So
2? Really?
Yes, 2. You've got to have 2. I can't just get 1. I don't know what I'm going to make with it yet.
What to do.
Yeah, I know, right? Decisions. So Mr. H has been so generous this Christmas. My goodness. It's amazing.
I'm just so generous.
He just knows exactly what I want.
How do I do it?
He's like he can read my mind, right? It's just amazing.
I'm in your head.
Okay, so I got one more thing, and this one's kind of large, so I'll bring this one in here. And this was something I was excited about. So you guys know I have my little thread stand back here. It's very small because I don't have too much space, but for my new space, I'm hoping to have a little bit more space. And I wanted to kind of get a bigger thread cutter that does a little bit more. And let me bring you that over. So I was able to get a 20 spool thread cutter here. Look at this thread stand. It's amazing. It holds 20 spools, and not only does it hold 20 spools, but it also it has these little extra tools to allow you to lay the thread horizontally instead of vertically. And then this can go all the way up. Like, I haven't even put it all the way up. It's just really, really tall. But on the top, it has all of these little feeders here. So over here on the center, you've got all the threads will come here. And it also has one here, which, let me turn this around. It should be this way. So here's where all the threads gather together here. But it also has these little extra things that you can put on where you can add a little bit of lubricant right here, and it's got like this little I don't know if it's foam or what it is on the inside. You put a little bit of lubricant right here, and you have your threads kind of go through it, so it lubricates the thread. Where is this good? Metallic thread, right? We've talked about metallic thread and how, you know, it's nice if you can kind of put a little bit of sewer's aid to it to lubricate the thread. Now, if you're using King Star thread, which I have one right here, this is a King Star thread, right? You don't need any lubricant for King Star because of the technique that they use for this particular thread. For metallic thread, it's wrapped with silk, so you don't need any lubricant if you're using King Star. But if you're like me and you didn't know about King Star until later, you probably have some threads there that are not King Star, and they just cause you lots of grief because there's a lot of breakage and things that happen. Well, we talked about what we can use with that little bit of sewer's aid and getting that nice and lubricated. You can do that also up here, so you can, you know, those threads that are just giving you a hard time, put a little lubricant right here and have the threads go past it, and so it'll lubricate it as it's pulling the thread. And it just makes it nice and easy for you to kind of glide it through your sewing machine. You won't have as much breakage. I can't guarantee that you will not have any breakage, but you'll have less, I can tell you that. So this is the stand that I got, and I thought it was pretty neat. And I love that this thing can go pretty tall. I mean, you won't even see it as tall as it gets, but it holds a lot of my threads right here. Also comes with the little tops that you can put on top of the thread. I kind of just stored them here to keep them all in place. And, you know, it's really easy, was easy to put together. And I thought it was pretty handy. So I did like that. You can't see where you put it's a little attachment that they have on the top. Let me take it off and I'll show it to you on the desk cam. Well, I'll bring it on the desk cam because it's really tiny. It's this tiny little piece that you put, and let me bring it to the desk cam. Okay, so it's this little tiny piece that you put on the top, and here's the little slot, and you just slide it in here, and then here's the slot where it has like this little tiny piece of, I don't know what that is, if it's like a fleece or something on here. And so what that does is then you can put some sewer's aid in there and it'll absorb it. And then you pass your thread through here and it'll go right through the slot, and then you'll be able to kind of keep your thread nice and moist. So I thought that was really, really neat. Okay, awesome. So tomorrow, gosh, it's already, you know, just Christmas Eve, right? So we're going to be unwrapping a few of the last Missouri Star Christmas box gifts. So we're going to be doing that live tomorrow. So that'll be a lot of fun. And I hope you can join me for that, because we're going to have a great time doing that. And we'll do a little party and share all kinds of little goodies and gifts that we put together so far this year. So I hope you can join me for that tomorrow. Alrighty, guys, we're at the end of our hour. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. I really appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are amazing. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll be seeing you here again tomorrow. Okay, so have yourself a great day, everyone, and remember to try to not stress yourself out about finishing up those projects. And everyone, I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye, everyone.
So long for now, so long. Glad you stayed a while. Hope you liked my crafting style. Hope I left you with a smile. By now, keep your mind and space clutter-free. Hope your day is bright as can be. So long, my friends, till we craft once again. Bye now, stay crafting. See you tomorrow. So long, my friends, till we craft once again.